PSG have defeated Arsenal 2-1, meaning that PSG will be facing Inter Milan in the Champions League final in Munich. So I kind of expected for a result like this. I expected Arsenal to give out a bigger fight, but in the end, PSG got what they wanted. Arsenal could not give enough, and that's basically it, right? PSG, I thought, were the superior ones throughout this whole tie. I always expected for PSG to make it to the final. And one of the most beautiful things about PSG today, even though I know that we're supposedly supposed to hate them and they're not like so popular at Barcelona, the city, right? There's a little bit of tensions going on between PSG and Barcelona. I want to be the first person to say this, and it's going to be this. I've always said that FC Barcelona is a beautiful team to watch. They play entertaining football. They keep possession. They're very vertical. They know how to score goals. Outside of FC Barcelona, the one team that I believe that is close to Barcelona today, it is PSG. PSG is a team that has built up to this point where we can safely say they do look very close to the Barcelona team that we see today, and that is because of Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique has re-engineered this team to become a ball-winning machine and a team that knows how to score goals and really capitalize off of weaknesses from the opposition. PSG is a very dangerous team. They're not boring to watch. They're very entertaining. Dembele is back. They have great players like Barcola. Hakimi is one hell of a fullback. They have so many great alternatives in terms of the fullback positions. They never run out of options. Luis Enrique has really built a true team, and so we have to respect that. We have to respect this sporting project that Luis Enrique has built at PSG because it has only been 2 years. It has only been 2 seasons for Luis Enrique, and PSG look like the team that people are afraid of right now, right next to FC Barcelona. Luis Enrique came to PSG and he got rid of Mbappe and Neymar, and everybody thought that it was over, that Luis Enrique came in, he lost Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, they're never going to be the same because supposedly, on paper they look good, right? You have Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, which is unheard of. But Luis Enrique, to him, he just said it did not matter. He said what he wants is a real team, not a team that just strives off of individual players and their names. And that is why PSG is in the final and Mbappe's Real Madrid is not. Neymar is not even in Europe anymore. Messi went to Inter Miami. So was Mbappe the problem? No, I'm just joking. But you know what I'm saying? Mbappe and Neymar and Messi, on paper, they were supposed to take you to the Champions League glory, right, for PSG, but they never did that. They were unsuccessful. That version of PSG of Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi is worse compared to the team that we see today. And that is without them. It's insane what Luis Enrique has been able to do. To him, it just does not matter. And he turned PSG into the best football side in Europe, in my opinion. And he also got Dembele to score 33 goals, not as a right winger. I mean, sometimes he did play as a right winger, but he mainly plays as a number 9 or as a false 9. And the reason why is because Luis Enrique saw Dembele and he said, you know what? You know how to position yourself. You know how to make those runs in the middle, and you know how to score goals. You have the goal scoring abilities. Your shot taking abilities is amazing because his shots are powerful. They're very accurate. So look at how he scored that goal against Arsenal into the bottom right corner. Dembele is amazing. So he has re-engineered Dembele. He made Dembele become the best number 9 in the world. It is official. PSG is in the final. Dembele has been playing as a number 9. And in the face of all of this, yes, Dembele has been the main protagonist. Of course, he has the supporters like Hakimi and Donnarumma and Ruiz. There's so many great players. But Dembele has been the one that surprised everybody the most. And Luis Enrique has reached the Champions League final with PSG after being out of the final for the past 10 years. The last time Luis Enrique was in a final was with FC Barcelona, our team, back in 2015. And it was against Juventus. So 10 years later, Barcelona's not in the final, but Luis Enrique is. He's one hell of a coach, and everybody has to respect that. And there is that possibility that PSG could win the treble, the first treble ever in PSG's history. Something that Barcelona were trying to strive, right? So he is the best manager in Europe currently, and the results do speak for it. I I have to respect it, right? I would tell you it is Hansi Flick today, but one is in the final, one is not. So that is it, right? Like Luis Enrique also had like a few things to say, right? Luis Enrique actually even spoke about FC Barcelona, and this is what he said. I think Barcelona has proven with its style the type of football that is played in Barcelona and throughout history. I think they have been distinguished by this. If we weren't in such good form, I would have been happy for Barcelona to qualify and win the tournament. I know that PSG doesn't get much sympathy in Barcelona, but that's life, and I'm just doing my job. Barcelona, this is going to be key, okay? Barcelona scored 6 goals, and if you told someone they would score 6 in the semifinals and be eliminated, they wouldn't believe you. They could have been in the final, and they deserve to be in the final. Yesterday's result was a bit strange, honestly, but if I have to be honest, playing against Barcelona in the Champions League final would have been the worst thing for me. And I'm letting you guys know right now. Luis Enrique is saying this not because he sees, Barcelona today and how good of a goal scoring machine they are. He's saying this mainly because, yes, that also, but mainly because Barcelona is his previous team, and he won everything with FC Barcelona, and it would have broken his heart to face Barcelona in the final of the Champions League and taking away potentially the Champions League away from them after not being able to win in the past 10 years. That is why Luis Enrique said that. He said that would have been the worst thing for me, is to face Barcelona in a final. Of course, they faced last year in the quarterfinals, but in the final, it's just something different. It's just the last 2 teams, and you want to knock them out. And obviously, Luis Enrique was probably saying that because FC Barcelona, from a goal scoring standpoint, it is a headache. We scored 6 goals, and even Luis Enrique, even he's admitting that it was a little strange knowing that Barcelona are not in the final, because we all know that objectively Barcelona is supposed to be in the final because of how we performed, because of how we scored our goals, the decisions that went up against us, knowing that there was a foul on Gerard Martin, for example, created by Dumfries. That was supposed to be called, but it wasn't. And then we saw Araujo make those ridiculous defensive errors. So many things. A lot of, in the end, it was a lot of the decisions coming from the refs, those small little details that impacted us and not going to the final. And that's why Luis Enrique was saying, all of this is strange. It's weird. It's a little strange. But it is what it is. We're not here to talk about FC Barcelona. I talked about them enough. I still have some other videos about Barcelona that's going to be posting in about a couple of hours. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. But I do want to go back to this match between Arsenal and PSG and just talk about the key takeaways and the key facts. Okay, so once again, PSG have defeated Arsenal 2-1, 3-1 on aggregate. And the second leg was insane to me because I thought for the first 5 to 10 minutes that Arsenal were going to come back because Arsenal were bossing the first 10 minutes in terms of possession, trying to shoot against PSG. But one of the main men throughout those first 15 to 20 minutes for sure was Donnarumma. Bro, Odegaard almost scored that golazo into the bottom right corner, but Donnarumma blocked it. And he said, no, thank you. He said, I'm good. He blocked it, and he said, Odegaard, you are finished. And I think that it ruined Arsenal's confidence moving forward after the 25th minute because they thought that they had it in the beginning. The goals, if Arsenal were to have scored, it should have been in the first 20 to 25 minutes to scare PSG in some capacity. But they just couldn't put the ball behind the net. And so we saw in the 27th minute, Fabián Ruiz scored a golazo after controlling it with his chest. He shot it. Great goal, 20-yard strike. It was 2-0 on aggregate by that point. And then came the 72nd minute. Hakimi scored after punishing Partey's giveaway. Partey did have the ball, but he gave it away straight to Hakimi, and Hakimi scored the goal. And on aggregate, it was 3-0 by that time. And then on the 76th minute, 4 minutes later, Saka came in after a Odegaard through ball and made it 3-1 on aggregate. And maybe there was that feeling that Arsenal could have maybe came back and maybe tied it 3-3. Maybe get that Inter Milan spirit and make it tied before the 90th minute. But Arsenal simply were not enough. And I believe that in terms of standout performances, Donnarumma was one of the key men. 9 out of 10 for me. 9 out of 10. Key saves against Martinelli and Odegaard. He is for sure hailed as the tie winner. Every time there's this knockout situation, Donnarumma is always that guy. always. And the real difference in this elimination, it was Donnarumma, and that's it. It is all about this goalkeeper. I'm going to be talking about some other players that PSG had that really showcased their abilities against Arsenal in a few minutes. But yeah, Donnarumma in the Champions League overall was amazing. 2 saves against Brest away from home. 2 saves against Brest again at home. They lost against Liverpool at home. And then 2 saves versus Liverpool away from home. 1 save against Aston Villa away from home. 5 saves versus Aston Villa again away from home. 5 saves against Arsenal away from home. And then 3 saves versus Arsenal again at home. So the main reason why PSG have gotten this opportunity to get to the final, it was because of Donnarumma. So another player that I do want to speak about is going to be Fabián Ruiz. To me, he was the man of the match. I honestly think that should have gone to Donnarumma, but Fabián Ruiz got it. 8 out of 10 performance for me. Hakimi, I give him a 7 out of 10. He clinched the tie, which with composed finish. And David Raya kept Arsenal alive in some capacity with a penalty save from Vitinha, right? So in terms of like who was the best goalkeeper, it was for sure Donnarumma. Arsenal struggled, in my opinion. They generated an expected goal rate of 3. An expected goal rate of 3 across 2 legs, but scored only once. And Saka missed 1 open goal chance. Overall, his finishing was wasteful, in my opinion. I think that Saka was still the best player for Arsenal, but dude, he was not enough for Arsenal to get through. And that's what Arteta did say after the first leg. He said that he was a top class display, but lacked magic moments. So, and that's it. In terms of Luis Enrique's PSG, they showed cohesive pressing, quick wide transitions. They did not do the whole, like what Luis Enrique says, the bling bling, the trying to show off. Luis Enrique wanted less of that and more about quick transitions, cohesive pressing, very much on duty on what you're supposed to do. And he got that from PSG. We don't. PSG used to be that with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, all that. Bling bling, what Luis Enrique used to call it. But this is not the PSG that we see today. We don't see that. We see a PSG that's very military-like, in the orders of Luis Enrique. Arsenal edged possession, 53.6%, but PSG prevailed with the possession that they had. So, in terms of my top performers outside of Donnarumma, I will tell you this. Saka was Arsenal's best player, even though Saka did not do enough. He was still Arsenal's best player. Against PSG, these were his stats. 100% tackles won, right? 2 out of 2. 6 shots, 2 dribbles completed, 2 chances created, 1.9 expected goals, 1 big chances created, 1 big chance missed, 1 goal. You cannot blame him for Arsenal's exit. I think that if he did it maybe a little better, maybe there could have been some chances of Arsenal going through, but it's Arsenal's fault and Arteta's fault. He was their main man, but it just wasn't meant to be. I'm sorry if I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but I believe his name is Kivicha. I'm going to talk about him. His numbers against Arsenal were also amazing. 21 duels contested, 9 duels won, 8 tackles attempted, 6 tackles won, 3 dribbles, 2 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 shot and he hit the post 1 time. So he was, to me, one of the best players. Then we have João Neves versus Arsenal. 19 duels contested, which ranked him in number 2. 12 duels won, ranked him in number 1. 12 defensive actions, ranked him in number 2. 7 tackles attempted, ranked him in number 2. 6 tackles won, 5 clearances, and 1 block shot. He's one hell of a central midfielder. Right next to Fabián Ruiz. And then we're going to talk about the best right wing back in the world, which is currently Hakimi. Hakimi, to me, has been better than Dumfries, in my opinion. I know that Dumfries just dunked on us, scored a couple of goals, provided a couple of assists on FC Barcelona, but Hakimi has been just slightly above. 32 passes completed against Arsenal, 9 tackles attempted, 5 tackles won, 3 shots against Arsenal, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances, 1 goal in total against Arsenal. So with this, Hakimi has scored or assisted 8 goals in the Champions League this season. 3 more than any other defender. For example, Mendes, 4 goals and 1 assist in the Champions League. Does not beat Hakimi. Dumfries, 2 goals and 3 assists. Does not beat Hakimi. The best right wing back in Europe right now, it goes down to Hakimi. So this is what it all means, right? This is going to be the conclusion for everything. It is a PSG versus Inter Milan final, and I'm here for it. I'm going to be talking about it. It's going to be very, very exciting. Let me kind of pause for a second because I don't know why the screen is messing up. But yeah, PSG returned to the Champions League final. It's validating Luis Enrique's first team rebuild. They are successful. Luis Enrique will be here for the long run with PSG. The last time PSG were in the final was against Bayern Munich back in 2020, and they lost it. This is going to be their second chance. And Arsenal, they continue with their job, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know this is going to sound like a troll, but they have not won a trophy in the past 5 years. Trophy drought extends to 5 years. I know that the fans of Arsenal, they really do want Arteta out, and I see it in the comments already. They're saying that Arteta is not the one. And let me tell you guys, if you guys are Arsenal fans, the one coach that I really recommend to you guys is going to be Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez will give you that extra edge. And I think that if there were 2 signings that Arsenal need to make in this summer, it's going to be the signing of Xavi Hernandez. If not, Arteta's fine. Like, to me, I like Arteta. He's fine. But if you guys wanted to switch him and Arsenal wanted to switch coaches, Xavi Hernandez is your man. And you guys do need a definitive goal-scoring monster, because you guys can do everything right in terms of defense and retaining the ball like you guys did against PSG. But you guys do need somebody like Gyökeres. Gyökeres is your man. Gyökeres is the one that will complete you guys in the attack, and Gyökeres can really work with players like Odegaard and Saka. That would really complete you guys. So there is clear areas of improvement, and you guys need to be better in goal scoring. And Gyökeres is your man. He's available for 60 to 65 million euros. You guys can do it. You guys spend a lot of money, so just do it. And the last key point on what this all means is that Donnarumma, damn, I don't know how to say this. Donnarumma solidifies his reputation as a big match keeper. And he's going to be very decisive against Inter Milan, because Inter Milan know how to use their fullbacks very well. So that is it, right? Thank you guys so much for watching for this match review, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.